The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? TGIF, baby. We're up. We're at it on this Friday. Get ready to get in this market. Look at this thing, man. I'm loving where the market is right now. But that could change very quickly. This morning, we got some weekly job reports yesterday, and they didn't look so hot. But today, the jobs report actually comes out here in the United States, and we're going to see what's going on with this jobs report because that's going to give us an insight into what's going on in the economy in general. So we're going to wait for that this morning. It should be out relatively early this morning, somewhere around 8 or so, right when we get off a stream. So that's going to be a bit some big market news as to where the market heads on this Friday. But yo, it's TGIF. And we are going to trade the markets that are in front of our face, and that's what we're going to do, right? But these jobs reports, they're important for the overall markets, the crypto market, the stock market, all of them. So definitely, I'm going to pay attention to what goes on this morning. Like I said, the weekly jobs report came out yesterday. It didn't look so hot. They kind of failed in every aspect of the jobs report. GDP came out a couple of days ago. It didn't look too hot either. So here's the thing. If you get a bad jobs report and your GDP is going down, that's not good for the overall market in general and where things stand. So that just means that we're really pulling back on where we're headed. And that's not a good thing. Now, that could force the Feds to cut rates a little bit sooner. But, still, we don't know if that's going to happen because you have the Fed and the president kind of going at each other right now about whether or not it's a good time to cut rates, not a good time to cut rates. So all of this stuff is going on that we don't have any control over, but they definitely control the market. And that's going to be the issue. And a lot of these companies have front loaded their supplies coming into the United States to try to beat the tariffs, which obviously helps them, helps us as consumers. But we've got to pay attention to what's going on around us, and we'll see where we head. Today's going to be our first look into that, where we're headed when the jobs reports come out. It's going to be our first look into it. And it's going to be a big jobs report number because GDP was terrible. So with GDP being terrible, and then you turn around and you get a bad jobs report, it definitely could send this market into a little bit of a pullback. So just pay attention to that this morning. Pay attention. Don't get caught up. Selmo, good morning, TGIF. My brother, the junior, good morning, TGIF. Yes, hit that like button, hit that share button. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. If you're over there on X, hit that heart button, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Channel really appreciates it as well. So go ahead and take care of that. Elmo, what's going on, Elmo? Good morning, TGIF. Ken, good morning, good early afternoon to you, my brother. My brother, how are you? Ripple or
Yeah, Ripple offered to buy Circle. Ripple is trying to buy Circle. That's going to be a tough one because Circle actually has its IPO out. They're trying to go live on the stock exchange. So that's going to be an interesting story. Somo, will Ripple buy Circle? If Ripple does buy Circle, that firmly plants Ripple into the stablecoin market, like 100%. Like they'll run the stablecoin market if they have RLUSD plus USDC. Yo, they are the stable coin, right? They are the stable coin at that point. Nobody else is going to be able to compete with them. So yeah, will that go through? Oh boy, that's a tough one because Circle's trying to go. Like I said, they're trying to get that IPO out there. They're trying to go live on the stock exchange. So I don't know. We'll see. But BlackRock owns a large portion of USDC, and really, if they do sell to Ripple, that's going to be a BlackRock decision. But that's huge news. That's big news. I was looking at that the other day, and I don't know. That's a 50-50 on whether or not Ripple will be able to acquire USDC or not. I'll tell you what, if they do acquire it, it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be cheap. Because USDC is worth a crap ton of money. And if they get their IPO out, they go live, they're going to be worth even that much more. Uh, I'm down with XRP and RLUSD. Yeah, XRP and RLUSD are going to play a huge role moving forward in this cryptocurrency market. RLUSD is probably going to be one of these stable coins that is used across all platforms, trading platforms, cryptocurrency exchange platforms. It's probably going to be on every single blockchain. It's going to be out there. It's probably going to be used by the governments as well. So I still believe, and I've said this for a long time here. I believe that the two biggest stable coins in crypto, when it's all said and done, are going to be USDC and RLUSD. And imagine if they're all owned by the same company. Uh, yeah, Ken, the outflows from the bonds are crazy. Other countries are just dumping their debt, and they're dumping their bonds. It's nuts. Gold is moving higher and higher and higher, which is probably why you see the big uptick in Bitcoin as well. But yeah, people are dumping their bonds. Other countries are dumping their bonds. I don't blame them. The dollar just continues to lose strength, um, and so I don't blame uh, other countries and investors in general for dumping their bonds as the U.S. dollar continues to lose its strength across the world. It makes sense, you know. You don't sit on debt that continues to lose value. So let's go ahead. Let's get into this thing. Let's get after it. The Asian markets, they did pretty well. They did pretty damn well last night, and closed all in the green. The European markets over there where Ken's at, they are woke up this morning and they are trading pretty good. They're all in green. They all look like they're ready to move to the upside today. So the market looks great. Uh, what do you say? What do you say, Junior? Yeah, I like it too. I like it too. You like that Yeti advertisement? I love the Yetis, man. I love Yetis, man. Yetis are my thing. But the European market, man. I know they gotta pay me though, Junior, man. They ain't paying me, man. They gotta pay me. Yeti gotta pay me. Come on, man. Yeti advertisement 3 times a week. They need to drop me some of that cash. The European markets look really, really good. Pre-markets here in the United States, they look really, really good too. They look they the United States markets looks like they want to wake up and trade pretty well this morning, which is good because we're getting some good earnings right now. We're getting some really good earnings. We have the bond market over here, which Ken alluded to a little bit earlier. is absolutely bleeding right now. The bond market is absolutely bleeding. We'll see where this goes. But there's going to be a lot of pressure on Powell here pretty soon because you got bad GDP. I don't think that you're going to have a good jobs report this morning, and you have the bond markets bleeding. You got to cut rates at some point. Are they going to wait till June? I mean, they have a meeting here in May, but are they going to wait till June? I don't know. This GDP number in the job, if we get a bad jobs number, could really ramp this thing up. So we're going to see. But look at you got gold over here. It looks like it wants to set a new all-time high. People are running. People are running to the to gold, silver, copper, all that stuff. So people are definitely getting the hell out of there. What's up, Heat? What's going on, brother? Good morning. 21 shares. Yeah, they did file for the spot SUI, but 21 shares filed for the spot sway ETF yesterday, I believe. Yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, but that's going to take a little bit. That's going to take a little bit to get that through. These ETFs, they're just not moving. They're not moving as fast as people want, and that's a good thing because when you look at the market, like we've been saying before, the stock market really is just they're not ready for all of these ETFs to be dumped into the market. So I think the SEC is doing a really, really good job of holding off on approving these ETFs. 21 shares, which BlackRock basically applied for that SUI ETF. But you're probably looking fourth quarter before that even would even think about going live. But it's out there, and because 21 shares applied for that SUI ETF, you know that a bunch of other people are going to follow suit, and they're going to go ahead and put theirs in as well. So that's probably going to happen. So what in the ETF world, what are we looking at, right? We're looking at XRP ETFs, probably about 17 or 18 of them. Probably the next round to be approved of ETFs. Then you're looking at Solana, you're looking at Polkadot, you're looking at Dogecoin, you're looking at Litecoin, you're looking at HBAR, and then now you're looking at SUI as well. And I know I'm probably missing a couple, but there's so many of them out there that are in the process that it's getting big money, baby. Big money is going to be flowing in to these ETFs, and that's where it is, and that's what's going to drive these markets. The next round of really driving the markets is really going to be through these ETFs. And that's why I tell you guys, like, the real money is going to be in a lot of these projects that are really doing something out here, right? They're really doing something out here. So there will be some meme coin ETFs that come out, but the real money is going to be in these projects that are actually doing something, because they're going to get ETFs. They're going to get billions and billions of dollars of inflows and outflows. So that's where the money is going to be. That's where the real money is going to be made. The S&P futures look good, but here, Apple, guys, they smashed earnings. They absolutely smashed earnings last night, which everybody expected them guys to be down because of the whole tariff situation, but they actually did pretty well. Facebook did well the other day. Microsoft absolutely smashed it. Excuse me. So you have all these tech giants that are absolutely beating earnings right now, but keep in mind, this is all pre-tariff situations right now, right? So their next jobs report will really tell a better story of where they are. Their next earnings report will really tell a better situation where they really are. So we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. The jobs report obviously comes out today. It's going to have a big effect on what happens in this market moving forward after 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time today, because that's a big jobs report. I mean, this really could push Powell's hand on cutting interest rates sooner rather than later. If this job report, it really bombs out, I don't think it's going to be good, But now I think it's just a matter of how far it bombs out rather than if it does bomb out. Because the weekly jobs report yesterday looks absolutely terrible. It looked terrible. There's just no other way to put it. It just was bad. Amazon's having a pretty good day too. It's in that 190. So everything in the stock market itself is looking good, which does translate over here into the cryptocurrency market. See, these two are correlated together. And as many people try to say that they're not, they are. If you don't know what's going on in the stock market, you don't know you're not going to know what's going on in the cryptocurrency market, and you're not going to know why. So you got to pay attention to both, right? So you got the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index ticking up at 55, still sitting in neutral though, but it continues to move to the upside. So that's a good thing. You were back up to 17 out of 100 for altcoin season as well, which last time we streamed we were at 16. Ticked up another point, back up to 17. We seem to want to hang around that 16 to 17 mark for a while now, but look at the total overall market cap, guys. We're back above that $3 trillion mark. We're back to 3.02 trillion. Which is a big push up from where we were. Putting a lot of money into crypto. Well, where's that money coming from, right? Where's that money coming from? Well, look at what you have going on here. You have the ETF inflows that are absolutely just crushing it right now. Bitcoin, $422 million of positive inflows yesterday, and Ethereum at 6.5 million worth of positive inflows coming into the market, giving you a total of $429 million of positive inflows coming into these ETFs, right? So we talk about the ETFs as being a positive once they really start to gain ground. Pretty soon you're going to have the XRP ETF in this mix, and Solana ETF, and HBAR ETF, and SUI ETF, and Polkadot ETF, and HBAR ETF. All of these Dogecoin ETF, all of these ETFs sitting up here pushing volume, right? They're pushing volume, and then you have the XRP future ETF kind of went live. I don't think it really blew the doors off of anybody, but it's out there. It's out there, right? So pushing volume. So this is where it's at. And this is why I tell you the cryptos that are involved in these ETFs, when they really start to move and they really start to get on the stock market and they really start to settle in, much like Bitcoin, much like Ethereum, it's going to drive the price of the crypto. It's going to drive the price of that asset because of the volume. So, so I tell you, big money is putting their money in projects that actually have a use case, that are actually going to go somewhere and are actually going to do something. Call it what you want, but I've always been taught follow the money, right? Follow the money, and that's what we're doing. You got to follow the money, and if you want to make money, follow money. So you got Bitcoin dominant sitting at 63.8% right now, Ethereum at 7.3%, and the rest of the altcoins at 28.8%. We have Bitcoin dominant sitting at 63.8%, continues to tick up, continues to go higher. I keep telling you guys, I think it's going to be, it is bullish for me, Ken. I think it is. I just think it's a matter of these things rolling out, but it's got to be the right market conditions, right? And you don't want to have the ETFs roll out right now. The market conditions just don't warrant them rolling out right now. I know everybody wants them, everybody's waiting for them, everybody's begging for them, but what's the sense of putting them out if you know that they're not going to be overly successful, because the market's not overly successful right now. So, but yeah, 63.8% on Bitcoin dominance. Keep telling you guys, high 60s, almost 70% Bitcoin dominance. You will see people really start to pull their money out of Bitcoin and really start to put it in altcoins at that point. I think that's the range between 67 and 70% dominance is really where you'll start to see this altcoin season start to take off. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm right, but that's my estimate. That's where I think we're going to go. Yeah, Ken. There's still way too much geopolitical stuff going on for this market really to take off and do what it's got to do, right? And like I said, we got to get some of this tariff stuff taken care of. Got to get some of these other outside distractions, as I like to call them, taken care of before we can really move and really move to to the upside for real. I mean, we're moving to the upside. We're getting higher highs and higher lows in a lot of these projects, but before we can really take off, we have to get some of this other stuff taken care of. And and that's kind of where we are right now. We're just kind of in a slow move to the upside, slow steady move to the upside. But at any moment in time, that can change. And we're supposed to get an announcement on a couple deals, tariff deals, here within the next week or two, and I think that then will send the markets in a positive direction. You probably won't get a China deal, but right off the bat, but if the United States can secure deals with Japan, Vietnam, India, a couple other places like that, I think the markets will react positively to that, which in turn will the cryptocurrency markets will react positively to this. But let's see what's happening on the blockchain over here. Solana, $3.15 billion of 24-hour volume. Ethereum sitting at 1.93 billion. Solana is just absolutely slaughtering everybody when it comes to blockchain volume right now. They're just absolutely. It's not even close. Second place isn't even close. They're just slaughtering everybody. BSC sitting at 1.12 billion right now. Not bad for BSC. Anytime they're around that, they're a billion and a half around that mark. Not too bad. Base sitting at 626 million. 24-hour volume. Really, Base is starting to move a little bit. You see a lot of projects on Base. They're starting to move. The Base ecosystem in general is starting to move to the positive upside. Move back up to number 4 after a pretty rough month last month, but definitely starting to gain some ground and really start to move. You got the Sui blockchain coming in at number 5 right now. 450 million right now. So they're starting to get some volume over there too. And you have that Arbitrum token that we've been talking about on this channel here forever. Until you guys will watch out for that one. Sitting at number 6. And they just keep hanging out at number 6, between 6 and 4, depending on the day. They just keep chilling up there in the top 10 and just continuing to gain volume over there on Arbitrum. So Arbitrum is really doing pretty damn well, just kind of hanging out. So what we got going on? Crypto decoupling is done. I tried to tell you guys this on Wednesday. The cryptocurrency market is closely tied to the stock market. So everybody was out here when Bitcoin was running up, when Bitcoin was really starting to take off and gold was really starting to take off, and they were like, "Oh my God, we're going to decouple from the stock market, and we're going to run by ourselves, and we're going to be this complete asset class all by ourselves, and the stock market's not going to run us, and this is happening. It's the new world order." And I try to tell you guys on Wednesday, pump your brakes. And, it's starting to come back to reality now. It's starting to come back to reality. It's just, they're just not ready for that. Not really feeling Pepe like that no more. Hey, don't give up. Don't give up on Pepe. I'm telling you, Samo. It's going to go. It's going to go. It's not meme coin season right now. It's not meme coin season right now. And people don't understand that money flow right now is not into meme coins. That money flow right now is in Bitcoin, and it's in the ISO tokens. That's where the money flow is right now. If you follow the money, that's where the money is. And it's just not in the memes right now. And it's not going to get there until you get the Bitcoin dominance down. You go through this ISO process, and then you go through the altcoin process. Then you'll really see meme coins have a short run. I do think that they're going to have a run this cycle, but I think it's going to be short. It's not going to be like the other runs. But I think Pepe is going to have a monster run. I think Pepe is going to run with the altcoins, to tell you the truth. I don't even think it's going to wait for the meme coins to run. I think it's going to run when the altcoins go. And that's what a lot of these big meme coins are going to do. They're going to run with the altcoins. And I think Pepe is going to be one of them. Morgan Stanley's going to offer crypto trading on E-Trade, guys. This is big because we all know how good Robinhood is when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and how much volume they get and where they're headed when it comes to crypto, and how big of a deal it is to be on Robinhood. Now you have E-Trade. Just think about E-Trade and the amount of people that are moving money through E-Trade. And now they're going to start offering, cryptocurrency, which is going to be big. You are really moving into people that trade a lot of stocks now trading a lot of crypto, right? So this is going to be big. This is big news. And when this happens and when this goes live, there's going to be a lot of volume on E-Trade for crypto. You sticking with it, Ken? I'm sticking with Pepe too. I'm not going anywhere. Me and my frog, baby. We going to millions, baby. I'm sticking with Pepe. I still think Pepe is going to overtake SHIB as a number 2 token, and that's a big market cap move already. Ripple moves 500 million XRP worth 1.1 billion dollars. They move it off they moved all of this money. Is this a move to pay their fine? Probably. We talked about this here, that they were going to move this money, obviously, to pay the fine. Now the key here is, do they move this XRP, and is it put into the strategic stockpile of cryptocurrency for the government, or is the government going to make them cash this XRP out and pay them in cash, right? So this is going to be pretty interesting. So let's see what happens with this, but they're definitely moved 500 million XRP worth 1.1 billion dollars. It's a lot of cash, guys. That's a lot of money. Told you guys there will be a little bit of a pullback when all of this stuff had to get settled and it all has to get paid, because they're going to take it out of the reserve. They're going to take it out of the reserve. That was just a given. Gribit. I don't know what that is, Ken. But this is going to have an impact on the price. This is probably why you didn't see the price push up yesterday when everybody really pushed up, when everybody else really pushed up, and Bitcoin got to 97K. It's probably why you didn't see the XRP price really go above that $2.30, because they moved a lot of this money. That's a lot of money being moved, and scared the hell out of a lot of people, right? So but we knew that was going to happen. So you just kind of prepare yourself for it, right? If you know it's going to happen and you know what's coming your way, you can kind of say, that makes sense. That makes sense why it didn't push up yesterday with everybody else. So we got Bitcoin sitting at $96,998 on our way back up to 97K, baby. Bitcoin is on the move again. Whatever the noise they make. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so Bitcoin's on its way back up to 97K. Ethereum, it's underperforming, but it's actually moving up, right? Which is any up for Ethereum is good, because they're so underperforming. So any up for Ethereum is good. Sitting at $1,833. Ethereum is like, that person, that guy, when he needs his Viagra, he only gets up, when he takes his pill. So Ethereum only gets up just a little bit. Can't get up when it wants to, but every once in a while it'll get itself up. XRP sitting at $2.21 right now. So definitely moving to the upside. Moving to the upside. BNB back up over 600 bucks. So not just pulled back slightly yesterday. Slight pullback on BNB yesterday. So not too bad though. Market's rebounding this morning. Solana back up to that 150 mark. But when we talk about Solana, you got to talk about it in terms of what we just looked at on the blockchain. Look at how much volume is moving through that Solana blockchain. They are absolutely just smashing it, right? Which is allowing them to hang on to this $150 price mark. Goes down to about 147 at times, but it seems to rebound back up to this 150 pretty often, right? So it's that volume. It's the volume that they're producing over there, which is really pushing this to stay at 150. So they're doing good. Cardano sitting at 70 cents. Cardano is one of these tokens, guys. It keeps setting higher lows and higher highs. So it is slowly starting to move its way up. And Cardano is one of these ones that you really better pay attention to, because if it goes, it has the ability to go and go quick. Sway doing its thing, $3.46. Had a slight pullback, still on a little bit of a pullback from the past couple of days, but how this thing ran over the last week or so, you would expect a little bit of a pullback. Hump when it pumps, baby. Yes, ETH does have erectile dysfunction, man. It does. I was thinking about that this morning. And I was like, God dang, man, that's straight erectile, man. You think we need Volt in our portfolio? I haven't looked at Volt in such of a long time. Where is it? Where is it going, man? Where is it at? I'll tell you what. I say this to all of my Volt people, because I have a lot of Volt people out there, right? Volt has this bull run, right? It has this bull run to prove itself. It launched on the tail end of the last bull run, right? So they've been through the whole bear market, right? They have this bull run to prove themselves. If they don't prove themselves this bull run and really start to melt some of them zeros, then that project's done. It's over. All the hype, everything else, it's over. This bull run, they have to smash it, or you got to take a look at that project and go, what are we doing here, right? What are we doing? You hit the tail end of the last bull run, then you went through this bull run and you didn't smash it. What are you doing? I that's my girl Ladybug right there. So I love Ladybug, man. That's my girl. She's good people, man. But I just hope everybody, if they don't smash it this bull run, I hope people are smart enough to take their profits. Because you gotta evaluate projects for what they are, right? You gotta evaluate it from what they are. So, it is what it is. Chainlink, $14.62. Pulled back a little bit this morning. It was almost hitting $15 when I first woke up this morning. Pulling back. Avalanche, $21.37. They're not doing too bad. And Avalanche actually is starting to hook up with FIFA a little bit. Clueless. Avalanche is making moves out here, guys. But look at IMX, up another 12% today. We talked about this. I told you guys that I was buying this as soon as it got underneath 50 cents a long time ago, just because of the Wells notice. And for the past week or so, even month, let's call it a month, it's up 25%. This thing's gonna go. I mean, the only reason it dipped was because it got a Wells notice. When it got its Wells notice, it was sitting right here at $2.55, right? and then it got its Wells notice, and then it dipped off. And I said, the Wells notice isn't going to stick. When you got a new administration, it wasn't going to stick, right? And it just it's proven to be right, and now we're really moving to the upside. Quant has actually been on a very, very, very nice run over the past week, up to $83. We talked about Quant, oh geez, and told you guys that we were moving to buy Quant, even more Quant, 60-70 bucks just last week, and definitely moving its way back up to where it needs to be. I think Quant is $100 or better token, and it's just kind of working its way back up there. It's setting higher lows and higher highs, and that's what you want to see out of a project during this recovery, during these recovery phases. And Quant is doing exactly that. He's trying to figure out what's got going on. Franco, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, brother? How are you, my brother? Glenn, good morning. How are you? How are you? So yeah, Quant is definitely one of these ones that are setting higher lows, higher highs, and it's exactly what you want to see, right? So the day doesn't look that great. Pulled back yesterday. Hour, starting to fill in. We like tricks. It's a mixed bag of tricks right now, right? So we'll see what happens. Everybody's waiting for these jobs reports to come out, and these are going to be big, and people, they're going to move the market. They're gonna move the market. Virtual has actually performed really, really well over this past week. Virtual was out of the top 100 for a long time, just kind of sat there out of the top 100. Moved its way back up this week to a high of $1.81, back into the top 100 tokens. Currently sitting, $1.81 now. So definitely is moving to the upside, moving back into the top 100, which is not easy to do once you fall out of the top 100. It's not easy to move your way back into the top 100. Virtual has done that. You got Brett moving a little bit over there. Bonk is moving a little bit. Render is moving a little bit right now. I like Render. I like ASI, FET, FET/ASI. I like GRT. And I like a lot of these projects that are sitting here right now. You guys know I love Pepe. I think Pepe is absolutely gonna smash it. Yeah. He Volt. It launched at the tail end. It survived. Right. It survived the bear market, the nasty bear market that we were in for 3 years. It survived. It did its best to keep its community together. There was some issues over there, but it did its best to rebuild and keep it together. But at the end of the day, they have this bull market, right? They have this bull market to prove themselves. And if they don't, I do believe that people will start exiting that project. It's here's the thing: when you're a low market cap project, you don't have long to prove yourself worthy of being there. And 3 years of a bear market and you survive it, that's great. Now people are expecting a push. Now people are expecting that push up. People are expecting that payoff from them 3 years of bear market. And if project can't give them that payoff, then it's time to move. It's time to move. It's time to move your money, uh, and get to a spot where you're making money. Never marry a project. Never. And I tell people this all the time: never marry a project. Always evaluate the project for what it is. Always evaluate the project for what it's doing at the current moment, not what people are telling you. What does that price action look like, right? What does that price action look like? What does that volume look like? And always evaluate always evaluate every single project you're in, and at some point you have to make a decision. either you're making money over there or you're not, you know, because at the end of the day, it's all about making money. And if you're not making any money in a project, you know, you got to move your money. You got to make some money, you know. Uh, I don't disagree with you. So when it's all said and done, you may see $1,000 quant. That very well may happen. Uh, what do I think of the XRPL EVM? I love it. I love it, Franco. I love it. I think it's going to bring more volume over there. I love it. I love it. And every time there's a chance for uh every time there's a chance for the XRPL and XRP ecosystem itself to gain ground, I love it. You know, I love it. I love blockchains that are out here developing and really trying to be interoperable. Uh, Nothing personal. Nah, it's never personal. It's never personal in crypto. It's all business. It's all business. It's everything's business. You know, yeah. I mean, you know, Pablo did what he did and all that stuff over there at Volt. But at the end of the day, like that story is here. It's gone, and should have moved on from that one a long time ago. And you know, now it's time. It's really time for Volt to start melting some zeros. It really is. It's been long enough. They need to melt. They need to show the ability to melt some zeros. Uh, yeah, Ken. We all married projects early, and you learn from that, right? You learn not to marry a project. Do not marry a project. You know, don't do it. You'll get wrecked. You'll get wrecked. And that's why I always say, like, I evaluate everything I'm invested in every 3 months. I look at it and I go, okay, where is this project at? Where's this project going? And am I over invested in it? Am I under invested in it? Where am I at? And do I think that this thing's going to move? Especially my low market caps. You know, what's the team doing? What's the community doing? You know, what's the sentiment out there in the cryptocurrency, low market cap arena? And I evaluate it. And I'll tell you what, if I evaluate it and I say it's time for me to exit, I'm exiting. You know, I'm out. And if that means I have to go back in and buy it again later, and I may have to, you know, I may sometimes you're wrong, right? Sometimes you're wrong. And you may have to go back in and rebuy a little bit later, maybe at a higher price. I'm okay with that. But I would tell you, like, I evaluate them, and when it's time for me to go, I'm out. You're pregnant, you're not married, you know. And I, you know, I like I tell people, I encourage people to do that all the time. Yeah, the Legends moving over there on Solana. That's Junior's project. It's doing pretty well. Uh, on my way to work. All right, brother. You know, still time. All right. Looking to deploy. You're looking to deploy, Franco? Oh, deploy, baby. I don't know if right now is the time to deploy everything. I still got a lot of cash, right? I still got a lot of cash on the sideline. I'm not completely in anything. Just sell your vote. Just sell your vote and move on. Oh man, yeah. Everybody's telling Heat get out. You know, you know, it's one of these things. Like you got to evaluate. You know what I mean? You got to evaluate. Um, Seiko Hunt, what's going on, baby? You and your girl Pelosi pulled out a vote. Yo, I got out of vote a while ago. I didn't like the direction they were headed. You know, I didn't like that direction. It was the whole Pablo thing and things like that. And you know, I looked at it, and a lot of the people in the community were telling you hold, and come to find out, they were dumping on your head. Uh, just but that's pretty common in this space, right? Just like Daddy Token. Oh boy, yeah, Daddy Token. When that thing went down quick. Can you give me $50, baby? Give me $50. Yeah, Daddy Token, when it went down quick. $50 in Volt. If they melt 1 0, that $50 turn into 500. I ain't sleeping on that. 500, 500. Oh, you guys are on it this morning, but that's just the thing. Is like, and the problem is a lot of people want you to stick around these low market cap projects, right? And when you evaluate what's going on, you got to look around. You're looking around, going, what the hell am I sticking around for, right? Community, shit. I'm not community, shit. I got a big community out here where with my friends. I'm here to make money. You know, I'm here to make money. I ain't here to chill with you. If I wanted to chill with you, that'd be different. But I'm out here to make money. And if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. People always tell you all the time, "Oh my God, it's community building, and we're community, and we're community building." Yeah, we're community building, as long as you're making me some money. The minute you don't start, the minute you ain't making me no money, we ain't community building no more. You know what I mean? Like, it's that simple. Like, but they'll push that narrative, like, oh, it's about a community, it's about this, it's about that. No, no. The people that are usually pushing that narrative are usually the people that are selling on you on the way up. You know what I mean? They don't recognize. They don't want to tell you the truth that this is about making money. Oh, you guys are crazy. But yeah, the other one that really has taken off lately is Aerodrome. We talked about Aerodrome. We'll go ahead and we'll look at the chart. We talked about Aerodrome. It's sitting at 67 cents right now, right? Got up, I believe, in the 70s. Not too a couple days ago, maybe even yesterday. Can't remember. All my days run together. But we looked at Aerodrome. We talked about Aerodrome, and I told you guys, I said, "Oh my God, people looking at this daily chart right here would look at this and go, oh my God, this is terrible." Told you, I thought that we were turning a corner right here. The RSI said that we were turning a corner right here. Everything said that we were turning a corner right here, and this was right around 37 cents, right up in that area right now. So you would have been sitting almost on a double up right now had you bought this bottom right here. You would have been sitting on a double up right now, on the upside move with Aerodrome. Everything was setting up for an aerodrome move. The volume on base was kicking up. There was a little bit better sentiment going on over there. There was a lot of stuff going on with Aerodrome that said that this thing was going to move to the upside, and it did. And if you guys were on this channel and you bought a little bit of this, you're sitting on a double up. If you were on the channel and you heard it and you let it pass by, you might have missed the double up. Not saying we were going to win them all. But it is what it is. Memberships. So all right, Junior, you clocking in, brother. Have a good one. Have TGIF, brother. TGIF, man. Have a good one. Yeah, so when I look at this, when I look at Aerodrome, it's got a lot of room to run. It's got a lot of room to run. Look at that. Look at the recovery that this. Yeah, I mean, just to get back up in here to the $2 and something mark, that's a big move. It's got a lot of. There's still a lot of meat left on this bone. Um, I think there's a lot of meat left on that bone to regain, and as long as base does its volume and the volume can stay somewhat consistent, Aerodrome will do well. Aerodrome will do well, but there's definitely a lot of meat on that bone left. When we look at the total three market cap, we're hitting it. We're hitting that resistance that we talked about on Wednesday, which is right here between 820 billion and 830, right around 830 billion. And you can see we keep wanting to go back up to this resistance point and keeps getting kicked back down, right? So this is where your altcoins are going to run, right? This is what's going to make them run, is if we can get this total three above that resistance point. If we can't, we're just going to continue to sit here and trade sideways. Is all we're going to do. In your meme coins, I'm telling you guys, people will feed you a line of bullshit. Your meme coins are not going to take off and run without this total three running. If this total three isn't running hot, your meme coins aren't going to run hot. There's just not that much liquidity in the system to push that. So, I mean, they can feed you a line of bullshit all they want. They can tell you, yeah, I mean, there'll be one or two meme coins that take off and run. But all in all, they're not going to run if that total three is not running. It's just the liquidity is just not there. Let's look at Pepe sitting at 5086. Lost a little bit of steam, over the past couple of days, but so did the market really, and so did the rest of the altcoins. Kind of did, but got to get this zero back, right? We got to bust through this zero. Like that's really, it's really the key for Pepe right now is can it get through there, and can it get that zero back? That's the key. You look at SPX 6900, which I keep telling you guys, you can lay this chart right over Pepe and it'll be exactly the same. It's doing exactly the same thing. The chart looks exactly the same, which is amazing to me. And what I like about XPX 6900 is you can buy this on different chains. Like I own mine on Base because it's just cheaper to transact over there. You wouldn't catch me. You wouldn't catch me. So you crazy, man. Oh, you crazy, man. Somo's on it this morning. I love it. Somo's on it this morning. I love it. So yeah, we got SPX 6900. It's running the same, but it is what it is. And you got Ethereum sitting over here. Let's take a look at ETH. Let's see where it's at in this channel. It broke out of this channel, which is good. It needed to. It needed to put a daily candle outside of this downward trend that it was in right here. And I think ETH is setting itself up for at least a run to 2K, right? But it's got erectile dysfunction, right? Like that's the problem with Ethereum right now. Is it's literally has ED, and we'll see where it goes. I mean, I don't have, you guys know, I think ETH, maybe 7K, maybe 8K at the height of the bull. I don't think it's going to have that monster run that everybody's talking about, 10K. I don't think it's going to do it, just because I think they're behind the 8 ball a little bit. I think Solana is going to outperform ETH this bull run. And I think Sui's going to percent gain wise, right? I mean, will Solana come up and surpass ETH in market cap? No, I don't think so. But I think percent gain wise, Solana will do better. I think Sui will do better. When it comes to percent gains, and that's where you make your money, right? It's just one of these things. They just ETH finds themselves behind the development 8 ball, and they'll catch up eventually. They'll catch up. It's just not going to be this bull run. This is not going to be this bull run. ETH semi-stuck. ETH is not semi-stuck at 1,800. It's stuck, Ken. It's stuck. It needs a big breakout, right? And is there enough money in the market for it to have a complete breakout? Probably not right now, but it will. It will. It will. ETH will have its moment. ETH will have its moment. You best believe, ETH will get up to that 7K, may even touch 8K. But is it going to 10K, 11K like everybody's talking about? No, I don't think so. They still haven't fixed their gas problem. Oh yeah. So but I think look at this downward trend it's been in for a while. I mean, you look at this tunnel it's traded in for a long time. I mean, and we do this a lot. Like you look at this tunnel that ETH's been in, right? And then you come over here and you pull up, and I was really trying not to FUD ETH too bad this morning, but the facts are the facts, right? And then you come over here and you look at that same time period. You look at Bitcoin, it went down. It was in this downward trend, but look at the upward trend that it's been in. When ETH is just starting to break out of that downward trend box, you look at Bitcoin as set a move to the upside, and now it's trading in a positive tunnel, right? It's trading in a positive tunnel, right? So just think about it. If you would have just moved all your money out of Ethereum and put it in Bitcoin, you would have been making more money now. You would have been making more money in Bitcoin than you would in Ethereum. Oh yeah. Next shots. Yeah. Okay. You guys are on it this morning, man. Oh, Seiko. I love it when you and Selmo and Ken go at it, man. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, think about it. If you would have just moved all your money out of Ethereum and put it in Bitcoin, you would have been like living a whole hell of a lot better life right now. You wouldn't have been you're not beating your head up against the wall. Even Solana, like if you would have just taken your money out of Ethereum and put it in Solana, you look at like here's that downward trend that we're talking about, right here it is. Well, guess what? Solana is now on an upward trend, and it's moving to the upside, where Ethereum, there's your channel. You're just breaking out of that. So we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens with ETH moving forward. It's definitely got a lot of room to run. That's for sure. There's a lot of meat on that bone. Looking at Ondo, trading sideways, 90 cents. I do believe Ondo is in a situation where big, huge investors had the foot on their neck. They got the foot on the neck of Ondo. They don't want this thing to run. They just don't want it to go yet. It gets to $1. They bring it back. They bring it back down to 90 cents. I think there's definitely the foot on the neck of Ondo, and I think when it comes off, when that foot comes off, it's going to be something special. But here's Sui. Look at Sui, sitting at $3.44 right now, moving pretty positively. Look at this big run up. Like, we pulled this up for the last couple streams, right? Could you ask for a better chart than what Sui looks like right now? Literally, it's doing exactly what you thought it would do. Look at the resistance right here, and then you put that across there. Look at where it is right now. It's on the exact resistance line that it hit right here, right before. So if Sui can break through this, right? If it can break through this right here where it is right now and make a couple green candles above that resistance line and start to move to the upside, this thing's going to go on another massive run. This thing's going to go on another massive run. It's all for licks. You got your licks. Who's taking your licks? Oh, man. Yo, Sego, you be in here defending your girl to the extreme, but I love it, man. You got to defend that money, man. You got to defend that money. Just get the seed phrase, bro. Get the seed phrase. Get the passwords. Get all that. They're about to pass some Nancy Pelosi legislation, man. I hope you guys have cashed out, because she ain't gonna be able to trade pretty soon. All right, so we're gonna jump off of here in a minute, but watch Sway. It's at a key point right now. Is this a key point for Sway right now? Sway, whatever you want to call it. Key point right now. Can it bust above this resistance line that it's been on? If it can, this run right up in here is inevitable. It'll happen. And if it makes that run, it's gonna be a good deal. But definitely. What's up, Big Watch dude? What's up, dog? How are you? My dog right there. But let's go ahead and take one last look at this market before we get up out of here. See kind of where we are, what we got going on. Get over here to the 100, top 100. Oh, not bad this hour. We still got tricks. We still got a mixed bag, right? Still looking at a mixed bag of tricks here, but it's okay. Going into the jobs report this morning, having some green on here is not necessarily a bad thing. You got Bitcoin sitting at 96.9 right now. Remember, guys, gold is ticking up a lot. So if we get a bad jobs report, I wouldn't be surprised to see people even start to run further into gold, which in turn people may start to run further into Bitcoin as well. So you may see that dominance go up just a little bit. So we're going to see, but that this jobs report this morning is extremely important. XRP took a penny back today, $2.21. We'll see where XRP heads today. Key is that they took $1.1 billion out of the treasury, so they're about to pay something. We ain't taking Nancy for her 100. So but the market itself looks pretty good. Solana's holding that 150 mark right there. Love that. Cardano's holding on to 70 cents. Love that. Chainlink needs to build some support at 15 bucks, right? And Avalanche needs to build some support at $22. Watch out for Avalanche though, because Avalanche hooked up with FIFA. They've got a bunch of gaming stuff that's coming out, and Avalanche is set to explode. XLM is going to run with XRP. It's holding on that 27 cent mark pretty well though. Hedera got to build some support above 20 cents. Keeps flirting with it, keeps playing around and flirting with 20 cents, and then keeps dropping down. Needs to break above that 20 cent mark and build some support. What about Ripple? What about Ripple trying to buy Circle? Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. Big Watch. It's one of them things where if they buy Circle, they are the number between Circle and RLUSD. They'll be the number. They'll be basically the only stable coin out there, right? Call it what you want, right? Call it what you want, but they basically will be the only stable coin out there. They'll own that much of the market share. The only thing that concerns me a little bit with Ripple trying to buy Circle is that Circle actually has an IPO on the books right now. They're trying to go public. They have an IPO on the books right now, and does it make sense for Circle to sell? I don't know. We'll see. But I do think that if Ripple buys Circle, the stablecoin market, that's a game set match. Circle will run that. I mean, Ripple will run the stablecoin market from top to bottom. There will be no competition. But regardless of whether they buy Circle or do or don't buy Circle, I do think that RLUSD will be a stable coin that's on every single exchange. You're going to see pairings with that on every single exchange. You're going to see it used across platforms. You're going to see it used across blockchains. You're going to see it used in governments. You're going to see all of that. But I do think that Circle deal, if Ripple acquires Circle, that Circle deal, it's gonna. What I'm trying to say is it's gonna gain a lot of attention, and some of that attention may not be positive attention, because it's basically going to eliminate the competition. And I don't. It's a. Is it a good thing? Is it not a good thing? I don't know. That's up for debate. See how it's structured, but it will gain a lot of national attention on whether the stable coin market is open to is open, or if it's ran by one company. But we'll have a price impact on XRP depending on how it's structured, right? Depending on how the deal is structured, Big Watch, and how they integrate USDC into the ledger, and if they do, and how it's integrated and how it affects XRP, it's all in how they roll it out and how that deal is structured, right? The only thing that's going to affect the XRP price is XRP volume, right? How often is it traded? How often is it moved? All of that stuff. So do you peg USDC to XRP for all of these payments? Do you peg more RLUSD to XRP? What does that look like? But the only thing that's going to affect the XRP price is volume. These partnerships don't affect the XRP price because XRP is based on movement. It's much like Ethereum. It's much like Solana and everything else. How often it's traded across chains and how often it's traded on centralized exchanges will drive the price. Partnerships don't drive the price. The volume drives price. Memes that are on Base are on Solana too. Which one's better? Depends on which meme you're talking about. It depends on which meme you're talking about, and it depends on the volume going across that particular meme coin. There's some meme coins that are on Base that are better on Base, and there's some meme coins that are cross-chain on Base and Solana that are better on Solana. It depends on the volume. They're not interconnected, right? So which one gains more traction is going to be the one that you want to be in. Volume drives price. You go live stream and say go. Volume drives price. So like if there's more volume on Solana, that's where the price is going to move. If there's more trading volume on that particular pair on Base, that's where it's going to move, because very few tokens are interconnected, cross-streamed. Yeah, cross-streamed. Are cross-chained, right? Pay-per-view. I'd pay. Oh boy. 69. So and so it's hard to tell which meme's going to take off. Like SPS 6900, that contract is interconnected. So it doesn't matter whether you trade on Solana, it doesn't matter whether you trade on Base. The price is going to match itself. Very few meme coins are built like that. Some people will launch one on Base, they'll launch one on Solana, they'll see which one takes off, that's which one they'll push, right? But if you can get them where they're interconnected, then that drives a whole another conversation about pulling out of that pool and interconnecting them all, and where you want to trade based on gas fees, right? So I just said it earlier. I own SPX 6900 on Base. Why do I own it on Base? Because it's cheaper to transact on Base. So I own it over there. But I know that the price is going to be pegged to where it's at on Solana, where it's at on Ethereum. So that price is pegged. So it doesn't really matter where you're trading it. But not all the other tokens aren't like that. A lot of them. So it just depends. Do I travel to any crypto events? I was actually just talking to somebody about going to some crypto events and doing some lives from some crypto events. So yeah, really looking at trying to get out to some cryptocurrency events, maybe even this year, and doing some lives from some crypto events. And when I do, I'll tell you guys like where I'm going, and if anybody's in that area, we definitely can link up and have some conversations. But yeah, definitely looking at traveling to some crypto events here in the very near future when they come up. So I'm definitely in search of some, trying to figure out that travel schedule along with my work schedule. So yeah, let's go to Dubai. Yeah, let's go, Big Wise. Let's go. I'm all about it. So, but with that, let's get up out of here. Let's do what we do and be safe. Jobs report comes out this morning. Pay attention to that jobs report. I don't think it's going to be that good. But like I said, this could force Powell to cut interest rates sooner rather than later. But let's see how it comes out. Let's see what happens. But other than that, you guys have a great weekend. Let's get up. Let's get after it again on Monday. Be safe. Be smart. Trade safe. Trade smart. Make some money out here. Don't marry any projects. Evaluate your projects. When it's time to go, it's time to go. When it's time to buy, it's time to buy. But other than that, let's get up out of here. Let's do our thing. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. Hit that like button on your way out. Hit that subscribe button on your way out. Hit that share button on your way out. The channel really appreciates it. And we up out of here until Monday. You guys have a good one. Bye.